going on, Jerome's? So remember when the Vikings drafted quarterback J.J. McCarthy, and they already had Slingin Sammy Darnold to be the $10 million bridge quarterback as they moved on from Kirk Cousins. And you're thinking, okay. So Darnold will be starting for a couple of games. McCarthy would take over midseason, and it'll be good to go. Passing the torch, right? But, McCarthy out with injury. It's Slingin Sammy Darnold looking really damn good. Although, forgot about Daniel Jones. But Darnold, I mean, what else can you honestly say? The worship is legitimate, and frankly, the Vikings whooping some ass, and the fact that it happened to be Kirk Cousins, and the Vikings picked him off twice, and also, you want some fun? Look up social media or Reddit, like Falcons fans. They're just completely beside themselves. And remember, they were amped and hyped up that they got Kurt this offseason. Remember that. Yeah, but Slingin Sam Darnold having a career day along with Jordan Addison and Justin friggin' Jefferson. And it honestly was just amazing. Just amazing. And since we beat Kirk Cousins, yes, Darnold gets to take that over, right? And Darnold just having himself a day out there, fiery leader, leading by example. Plus, the thing I loved in the second half is that, the Falcons defense had sort of collapsed, and Darnold was just out there, blood in the water. Like, he wanted more. He didn't just want to run out the clock. He wanted more TDs. He wanted to throw a 50-yard touchdown to Addison or Jefferson every single play. I love it. That is that killer instinct that made him the number 3 overall pick out of USC. Now, obviously, things hadn't worked out throughout his career, but that's because he hadn't been to Minnesota, man. It's because he hadn't been around Kevin O'Connell and these weapons. I love it. And look at his passing chart. This is borderline pornography, right? So first off, he's not like Mitchell Trubisky Ponder. He can throw to his left, which is great. But just the depth of some of these touchdown passes, deep shots, just amazing, man. So, completing 79% of his passes, 347. He didn't get the perfect quarterback rating. What else does he have to do? But 157, whatever. Still the single game record for a Vikings quarterback. So that's pretty damn amazing. Also amazing. Speaking of Vikings stats, so Darnold's pace this season: 4,314 yards, 37 passing touchdowns, a 108.7 quarterback rating, which would rank third, second, and second on the Vikings' all-time single-season passing list, respectively. So, 111 is 2004 Dante Culpepper, who should have won the MVP. And then also, Cousins threw for like 4,500 yards in one of the seasons here, right? But here's the crux. And here's why Darnold should be in the MVP conversation. Now, yes, I know Saquon is a stud. Lamar Jackson having a great season. Josh Allen doing some good things as well. But Darnold the last 4 games. So you remember, threw 5 interceptions in the Colts and the Jaguars games, including 3 against Jacksonville. And it was just not a good day. But he has pulled the hokey pokey, turned himself around. Last 4 games, all 4 wins, by the way, against the Titans, against the Bears, Cardinals, and the Falcons. He's completed 68% of his passes, almost nice. 1,158 yards passing, 9.3 yards per attempt, 11 touchdowns, 0 goose egg, D'Angelo Russell interceptions, a 126.7 quarterback rating, which is good. It's pretty good. Vikings are 4-0, and the offense is averaging 29.5 points per game, which is just, the Vikings are all wagging right now. So Darnold, yes, should be in the MVP conversation. Here's his path to do it. So the Vikings win out, and they go 15-2, which 15-2, 15-4, 15-6, 15-8, yes. I certainly think that they could. They'll be favored against the Bears Monday night. At Seattle could be a little bit dicey, but they could whip the Packers' ass at home. And then at the Lions, frauds. Both Packers and Lions ain't got no defense. Vikings ain't got no run defense, but hopefully that'll get shored up, right? So that's part of it. The Lions stumble. Ideally, they will lose a time or two the rest of the way. Vikings win the division. They get the 1 seed in the NFC. Darnold has 4,500 plus yards passing, 40 plus touchdowns, 110 quarterback rating plus, or approximately that. He's the MVP. I know that Saquon could run for 2,000 yards, but in a rebuilding season where Darnold was seen as a bridge quarterback and the Vikings win the division, they get the 1 seed, and they win 15 games, Darnold is the NFL MVP. I honestly do not care what anyone else does. And also, Kevin O'Connell is obviously coach of the year. So this is It's pretty damn amazing what they've done. And we said at the time, when Darnold had that bad game against Jacksonville, it's not everyone has a bad game, right? How do you respond to it? And that's exactly what Darnold has done. He's been a major part of the Vikings going 11-2 so far, winning 6 straight games as well. So honestly, it's really amazing. And honestly, this is one of the most fun Viking seasons I can remember. 2017 was obviously a hoot. 09 was great. 98 was a ton of fun. But I don't know. Like there's something different about this year. This could be the Vikings winning a Super Bowl in a rebuilding year would be insane. Also, what do you do if Darnold does win MVP and the Vikings say win the Super Bowl? You got to re-sign him, right? I mean, that's a given. But what's your line of demarcation? Because right now, I would say Darnold's probably like 30% to be back in some capacity. Obviously, he's not going to be backup if he's back. So, what do you do with JJ McCarthy then? I don't know. He can sit for an extra year, and we'll see if Slingin Sammy can replicate this next year. Because remember, if you're Sam Darnold, obviously you want the big-time contract. You haven't really gotten paid as of yet, but does he think that he can replicate this success somewhere else? Like, does he think that he could sign on in Tennessee and be this good? Sign on with the Raiders and be this good? Or the Giants? No. Absolutely not. So maybe we'll get a little bit of a hometown discount to be around Kevin O'Connell just a little bit, as well as Justin freaking Jefferson, Jordan Addison. Who knows? Who knows, man? But yes, a bajillion percent Sam Darnold should be in the MVP conversation, and he's just been a pipe hitter as of late. It's just been amazing, man. But your thoughts are our thoughts. Slingin Sammy Darnold, the pride of USC, fighting on, should be in the MVP conversation. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys know what to do. Skull, production value.